crooked Hillary Clinton. She got up and she started walking around and I said, what's going on up here? I didn't know you were going for such a beautiful young lady. Go ahead, please.
Oh, thank you. Good evening, President Trump.
Good evening.
My name's Misty. I proudly built the Ford Broncos and Rangers. For 25 years. If I can be honest with you, I was not for you in the beginning. But my son told me, because I'm ignorant, and I needed to educate myself on you.
You say I love your son.
Anyway, so I took the challenge on, and I'm proud to say that I voted for you again. I'm a single mom of 5, and becoming difficult to afford, the basics. So can you please tell me what you're going to do to lower the prices for us?
So what we have to do, because the prices are so high, thank you, Donald, very much. It's a great question. People are hurt by the cost of groceries, the cost of everything. There's nothing less expensive. If you go back 4 or 5 years, everything was just a fraction of what it is now. And they're making essentially, they make the same wages and they're getting wiped out because prices are up 50, 60, 70% for a lot of things. For some items, it's much more than that. But look at interest rates. They were 2%, now they're 10%, but at 10% you can't get the money. At 2%, there was plenty of money for everybody for buying a house, etc., etc. But when you look at groceries, I think it's this thing that really, I always say this is an election that I used to say determined by the stomach. Actually, I don't believe that anymore. I think it's now determined by the brain because nobody wants to have criminals pouring into our country. Nobody wants to have any of these horrible things that are happening in the country. But we're going to be bringing it down, and it's going to start with energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill. Energy's going to go. Energy's going way down, and when energy comes down, everything else follows. That's what started this onslaught of inflation, the greatest we've ever had in our country. We had the greatest inflation over the list, and it actually, we had almost no inflation. And that carried on for 2 years into there. I used to say his, now I say there. But nobody even really knows who our president is, if you want to know. Who's our president? Who is he? Nobody, we're not sure who the president is. It carried on for almost 2 years into that. We had a solid no inflation. It was solid, and then it exploded because what they did was the energy, and also what they did, just almost as importantly, was they spent like nobody's ever spent. They went crazy, and the Green New Scam, and they were spending on things that didn't help the country, and it also so between the energy and the spending. The inflation went up, and food prices came with it, and rent came with it, everything came with it. And we had, I think, the worst inflation we've ever had, and we're going to bring it down. So we're going to bring it down with energy and interest rates. The interest rates are going to come down, but first we're going to get, and here's a statement that I made to you tonight. We are going to have